All right, we talking about, live news, add-ons to what we was talking about. Right now, we talking about Lil Peep. You gonna go
hip hop.
ahead.
Lil Peep is just a hip hop artist. I think he was either from Florida or California. Basically, his genre was basically like he was helped bringing up emo rap. Mm-hmm. He came up during the SoundCloud era, which had XXXTentacion. Like we got all them niggas. This is him. I'm gonna show you first. I'm gonna show them. That's Lil Peep. Now, the way he died, they said was a mixture drug overdose. Basically, it's probably suicide. Most likely, it was suicide. They say he was showing signs, all this and that, but it's kind of like I want to say is America creating these suicidal plants in the music industry just to create a nation of depressed and over emotional generational kids. You have to think about it. Before me and you started coming up, you can kind of say our generation, but it's kind of like the generation coming up now. Mm-hmm. But for the kids that were born in like the mid to late 90s, you basically got to experience most of the historical suicide. If you didn't get to experience most of the historical suicides in like the music and hip hop industry, while you were growing up, you at least went on the internet and found out about them. And it's a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
Or a lot of them are fake. And it's kind of like, it's from Kurt Cobain to now this nigga to the guy from, what's the guy to the band me and you fuck with?
Linkin Park.
Yeah, Linkin Park.
Chester Bennington.
Yeah, he committed suicide this year.
Not to mention many athletes, too.
Many athletes, actors, comedians.
Robin Williams.
That's exactly what I'm thinking about. And it's to a point where it's like, are they building us up to want to basically be their slaves until they're finally through with us? So it's like we're a self-destruct machine. Where it's like they completely control you like a robot. As soon as they're done with you, they'll cut you off. You kill yourself. Or they'll kill you. And it's like, and I can't lie, I listened to some of his music before he died, that's the weirdest part to me, is that he died this week, but last week I was kind of listening to some of his music, listening up on him and shit. Trying to see like what genre he was, what's the hype about him, all that shit. And then it's like when you go to his music, it's like nothing but shit about suicide. It's about shit cutting his wrist, him killing himself about a girl, et cetera, shit like that. And it's like, it's aimed towards the teenage demographic, which is the most emotional demographic of all.
It's chemically.
Yeah. Because that's when you're finally going, I don't want to say growing up, but evolving into your next stage of life. And you're basically trying to find yourself. And a guy like him, not only him, but guys like him, XXXTentacion, and many other SoundCloud rappers are getting pushed to be they're the faces. They're literally the face of SoundCloud. And it's to the point where are you just trying to start questioning, is it...
And you know damn well the demographics of SoundCloud too. Who is it? White and blacks.
This is basically it. And then the other races that are into it, they're basically either trying to be white or they're trying to be black.
Exactly.
If we're going to be honest. So
Western culture overall.
Basically. Western culture, period. And it's to a point where it's like, are they trying to... What are they really doing to the music to make kids feel this way? It's not only the lyrics, but I actually feel like if you take a deep, I don't want to say play it in reverse because I hate doing shit like that. I'm saying if you could actually put the song on there and deconstruct it to see how it really built. Honestly, most SoundCloud rappers, SoundCloud rappers have a distinctive sound to where most of their shit is it's not you would think it's genuine, basically, but it's not genuine. It's it's like a certain aggressive, annoying sound to it.
Yeah.
To where with the untrained ear, it might sound good to them. It might sound original. It might sound cool. But to trained ears like me and him, and a lot of other people
who are in rhythms.
Yeah, we're gonna sit here and think, what the fuck is this bullshit? What the fuck am I listening to? Why is this shit fuck with my head like this? Why is this shit making me a headache? Because in all honesty, music's main thing is to soothe you. Music should never make you feel pain. It should never make you feel physical pain, especially. Because a lot of songs that do that, it's a lot of songs that make you feel emotional pain. Like random emotional pain, to be honest with you.
Music is an invasion of your expression. It can be good or bad.
Basically like a double-edged sword. Where if you take it in, you face the consequences of either feeling emotions you never thought you feel before, or feeling emotions and I guess that's the good part about it. You can feel emotions you never felt before. Where to truly help you grow as a person, help you emotionally cleanse yourself. Because honestly, when you're really going through a cleanse, I can't lie to you, it's going to be moments where you're crying a lot, you're angry, you don't want to be around people, you want to be alone for a moment. It's because at that moment you finally see that before that, the society you're in is all just turns you into a vampire, where you're just sucking energy from each and everybody else, and you can't mix all those energies together because all energies can't go together. So once you begin to mix all those energies, it begins to become destructive. Whereas you turn to drugs to kill that emotion or energy, where you turn to alcohol to kill it, where you turn to just random bullshit on TV to kill it, which is what most society is doing now, where they turn to music and they add the drugs or the alcohol to kill it.
Yeah.
Which is it's just like you said before, it's a double-edged sword. It's dangerous because it can put you into a trance if you take the wrong drug.
And
or
the culture, economically, you have to look at this economically, bro. Because what is music ran by? Economics. What are they pushing? What is it? The drugs. What goes hand in hand? The drugs and music.
Yeah. Music's been with the drugs and music have been hand in hand
since they pushed that shit in the
popularized
culture.
It, yeah. Ever since they popularized it in the Western culture. Ever since then, that shit just took off.
Every genre of music is based on what type of drug people taking.
Country is probably alcohol. Rock music, cocaine. Hip hop, crack.
Hip hop, crack, and weed.
And lean. And Xans. And now you see where our point is going now. Is how they're turning hip hop into that. The main reason they're pushing, the main reason they pushed it during the 90s, 2000s so heavily, and why you always got these classic albums, is because they had to get people to accept the shit first. In the 70s and 80s, well, in the 70s definitely nobody was never fucking with hip hop. 80s, there was a few people saying, "Oh, it's all right. It's a few artists we can fuck with, like, oh, MC Hammer, we can fuck with him."
Yeah.
But once NWA came in and planted that seed, it expanded on it. It became rebel culture, which isn't a bad thing.
It's just a tool.
Until you.
It's a tool. And
you have to also remember when you're rebelling. What are you rebelling against? And in that era, most of the time when they were saying rebel, they would think rebel against parents.
Yeah. That's what the white people turned their shit to use it for. Rebel against the previous generation before you.
Yes.
Distract your parents so they can't do shit.
Which I can't lie, much as I love rock music, it's basically where that came from.
And rock music started with the dark matter culture, but they invaded that shit and they marketed it. So what we trying to tell you is that in the future, what you about to have is a completely new genre of music that's gonna be ran by nothing but drug addict, homosexuals, and pedophiles. Now they already done started this shit with this Blue Call shit.
And behind closed, started behind closed
and
doors.
On all these porn websites too. Now they don't went out of control with this mind control shit on the porn websites. This is real government details. They are fucking with you, literally.
They're literally making you sick.
All these things are put there to make the culture that you accept okay over time. These niggas ain't gay. They just being used now, right now. You feel me? It's being used right now.
That's what I was just trying to think about, bro. Think about how all the pedophiles are getting put out now. From Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, etc., like Louis C.K. Like it's a lot of, from authors, directors, actors, producers. Like it's all over the place.
America, the robot, is turning to China. But in order to do that, they have to turn this shit into a circus first. To make you go to them and ask them to stop this shit. They've already done it with 98% of the things. The last thing they need to do is with spirituality. In order to do that, they need to change your genes. This is what all this is about. They're attacking your genes right now. They lead to a culture where by 2030, they can have a great war. In order to do that shit, they gotta destroy this robot that they built in this country, on this land. So, right now, what you are experiencing is mind control. You are a robot. If you're living in this culture, this society, this land, on this land, you are a robot. So they are turning your ass off. They found some new technology that's better. They're turning your ass off. They're in shutdown mode. Now, this robot, you gotta let this shit die. You were supposed to self-destruct a long time ago. But they kept updating you with all this, putting tweaks on you. Now this shit is over with. And you want to keep living. Because in order to succeed, they had to make you keep living. They thought that the technology they had back then was the best. It wasn't ever going to be beat. But now, so they built this shit to last forever. Now they got to shut this shit down. Slowly but surely, and transform it. But they're not going to shut it down like power button, click off, click on. No, it's a laptop shut down. Like, you know how you shut your laptop down, power off. He'll be like, okay, go through all these steps, save this, da-da-da.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this is what you're doing right now. This is what you're doing as a culture. So shut that shit off automatically inside of you. And what you got to do is go make a new reality.
Which is basically saying
you gotta die.
You have to destroy this laptop, and you gotta build you another one. You go buy another one.
Don't build a laptop.
Build something of your own. Build something, basically. Don't create anything off of this reality, basically. Create something for your reality that fits, for only your reality, that doesn't work in this reality.
Yes.
Anything that's powered by, work, charged, etc., by this reality will always be controlled by this reality. Plain and simple. Basically, all they did is rent us all this shit.
Yeah.
All this shit we have is rented to us. Whenever they feel like they can take it, they can take it.
And all the shit, all the words they give you are illusions in order to control you. These are the confinements of your reality. You have to be able to look at the word rent and see that shit doesn't exist, to stop using that shit. You just a robot. You are not. There is no rent. No rent? That's funny. What is this? This is just a part of your cell. The rent to this is like you in a cell, right? And they literally telling you how much longer your sentence is. That's what rent is. Every day they're like, oh yeah. Every month they're like, oh yeah, you only got this much longer. That's what your rent is, nigga. You literally opting to stay here. That's what you doing. They got the gate wide open. That's what it is right now. They got the gate wide fucking open. Just so they can make this shit what they want it to be. Which is what they about to do. They about to attack you with this idiocracy with true emotions. This is what they did with that Tyrese shit too. This is some spiritual shit. Think about this. I'm not saying that everybody attacked Tyrese, but what I'm saying is the people who did, they displayed that shit all over the social medias of the world, which is the new TV.
People can see.
Now, what this was key was, this is gonna create a whole wave of teenagers who gonna grow up thinking that true emotional intelligence is ignorance, and they're gonna laugh at it and think it's stupid and gay. So what you're doing with this gay shit is creating a whole group of people who gonna think everything is gay. Who, if you're not gay, you're gonna think everything's gay. You're gonna be paranoid as fuck of that shit, and this what they want. After this gay wave go away, everybody gonna be paranoid for the fuck is that shit. They gonna look back at that shit and be like, it's an epidemic, because that's what it truly is.
There's a reason people are dying now. It's not just a coincidence.
Because all these things are tools. They created what you saw gay.
Just think about how Rome and Greece, towards the end of their period, was when the gay shit got out of control and just...
What this is the destruction of a civilization. That's all what you call gay is. Gay is a spell word. Like, that's gay. What that word used to literally mean was happy less than 40 years ago. Okay, they associated gay people with happiness. How?
TV?
If you gay, you gotta be happy. I mean, if you want to be happy, you gotta be gay.
Yeah, at first it's either you're happy or a cigarette.
And this is what this is in the culture. Literally, bro. If you want to be happy, you gotta do gay shit. What in this culture do we think of as manly that's actually, manly? You don't tell me football when a nigga is sitting right here with a nigga right behind him and his ass. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me none of this shit.
Yeah. The most manliest shit we look at is really not that manly.
Exactly.
Hunting animals is looked at as manly.
This is all a spell.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And now you associate everything that males do as evil. Truly. But they want you to think that the society is ran by a male-dominant culture.
Which is
when it's not.
Feminism, LGBTQ, all that shit is being pushed so heavily. Why a lot of people are saying men ain't shit. Men can't do nothing for us. We don't need men.
Yes, all that shit is a tool. They directing the feminine energy against you right now in this period in time to make you think that women and men are equal a little bit. But then on top of that, what's really happening is they over pushing the feminine energy to reverse the male energy dominant society that they made. To take that shit and put it in a hyperdrive. You feel me? What feminine energy is what? Destruction. That's the original primal force. What's gonna be there no matter what. What we see as destruction is really something going back to its original state.
Which is creation.
Which is creation. You feel me? So that's what the female is. They using that energy right now, overpowering this male-dominated society in order to transform it. But when you transform it, you're going to realize, damn, the males was on top the whole time. Running this shit behind the scenes, pushing this energy against you. Yeah. Fucking with your mind, literally. That's all they doing. Fucking with your mind. There is no GMOs. You feel me? These are all thoughts. Every time you have a thought, you create a cell in your body. They say every day you lose so many cells, but you can recreate them. Think about how many thoughts you have every day, bro.
A lot, true. Hell, you have about 1,000 thoughts in 5 seconds, really.
Yeah, now they telling you that you got this fake thought in your head and it's in your body roaming around and it's taking over your body and it can manipulate your cells and all this shit. Really, all that shit is just you being inside this robot, you being a part of this robot. Self-destruct. What do? They put a virus into the robot to make it destroy itself. GMOs. This is what the Matrix, all this shit is literally psychological warfare in your mind to make you think all these things so that you can self-destruct. If they wanted America to stay how it was, they can make it. But guess what will happen over time? The other countries in the world will destroy us. So they gotta transform it. But yeah, they using all these artists and shit, and you gotta be very conscious of who you listen to, what sounds you take in, or what type of liquids you take in.
Yeah.
Food, this is another key thing that people don't realize. All what we call solid food is actually liquid food.
That's made of mostly water.
That, and when it goes to your stomach,
comes a liquid.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Which is why they also say that we are 97% water in our body.
That's what exactly. Once they tell you that you're supposed to think, everything I'm supposed to take in is liquids, I bet I lived 800 years. But they still feed you this solid food shit. It's like complete contradiction.
That's America for you.
Now we addicted to this shit. These addictions and these illusions. But yeah.